Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary O'Connor with the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation and the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. This evening, we are happy to have Oscar Sigl back on Hangar Flying. Oscar, welcome.
Thanks, it's great to be back.
So we've been talking about your work with the Next Gen program at the Alaska Airmen Association. Your position there is Outreach Coordinator. What does that entail?
So the position of the Outreach Coordinator, I do a lot in youth outreach as well as with the Next Gen group, but also general membership outreach and retention as well, and just making sure that the concerns of our members are brought to the association's attention.
Okay. And I assume with outreach that you are reaching out to people that maybe hadn't thought about aviation or had been interested but didn't really know how to get involved. How did you get involved in aviation?
So I actually first got involved in aviation back in Bellingham, Washington, and my first flight was the first hour I logged was at the age of 13 in a 1947 PA-11 Cub Special. And that was actually through a friend of mine down there who sold shaved ice, and it came up in conversation that he was actually an airline transport pilot as well as a certified flight instructor. And so through his kind gesture of giving me affordable flight instruction, I was able to get my pilot certificate while working part-time in high school.
So you've kind of lived the outreach story.
I have. That's why I'm here.
Well, speaking of here, how did you get to Alaska?
So I actually got to Alaska by a family friend. After I got my pilot's license, we went on a long cross country from Bellingham, Washington to Park Rapids, Minnesota in his 206. And that was such a great learning experience for me that I asked him where I could get more of that type of flying. And he simply said Alaska, so I moved up a few weeks later.
Oh, wow. And you kind of fell into the aviation world as an employee, not just a pilot doing it for fun, but you've also been employed, and it seems like Next Gen is a really good fit for you.
Yeah, I actually started as a ramp agent down in Bellingham, Washington, so that's where I was originally introduced into the aviation community, and then transitioned and upgraded, if you will, up here as a flight coordinator, now as the outreach coordinator for the Alaska Airmen Association.
And what's the best part about that job?
The best part of the outreach coordinator position at the Airmen is definitely the youth component of it, and the fact that I'm able to influence and help people who are looking to get into the industry or progress their flight training career track as well.
Do you reach out to younger people other than 18 as part of the outreach coordinator? Do you have programs that look at encouraging aviation and science with kids that are in school?
We do. So we are involved in the Aviation Museum's Council for Youth over there as well, and then we are looking at starting some summer youth camps as well over the summer here, and to grow youth interest from there.
That's great. I think it's important to give kids the opportunity to explore some avenues that maybe their parents don't have time for or the resources for. And certainly with Alaska being so aviation intense, so many people know somebody that flies, but being able to understand the science and ingrain that into the learning part of it is very important.
Absolutely, and that's actually not a privilege that I had when I first started, is I didn't have anyone in my family who was interested in aviation. And so the time it took for me to kind of build that avenue and to have the networking opportunities available to get into in an aviation career path, it took a while. So that's what we're hoping to really boost with our summer youth camps as well as with the Next Gen group.
Yeah, you're a perfect example for that. So what are your goals and where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself being a certified flight instructor, but also working in an airline management position, and on top of that, still being involved with the Airmen Association, either as a youth coordinator or on the board.
And let me go back then with the outreach programs and Next Gen. Are there opportunities for people to volunteer if they're out of that age range or if they have some expertise that they'd like to share?
There are. So we actually host the Great Alaska Aviation Gathering, and that's going to be happening May 6th and 7th of this year. And we are planning on 25,000 attendees this year. We had 23,000 last year. And so we need all the volunteers we can get. And so to find out more about that, they can, of course, go to our website, greatalaskaaviationgathering.org.
And specifically for Next Gen, if somebody's got experience as a dispatcher or in management, are you looking for people to become involved with the group?
Absolutely. And we are looking to get more dispatchers. We have some pilots, both fixed wing and rotorcraft, but we are looking to also get some air traffic controllers and dispatchers on board in the group. And more information on that can be found at the Alaska Airmen's website at alaskaairmen.org under the Next Gen tab.
Well, very good. Thank you, Oscar. It's been a pleasure, and good luck in bringing new enthusiasts and new energy into aviation. It's definitely needed.
Thanks for having me, Mary.
Ladies and gentlemen, the future of aviation depends on engagement with younger generations. So if you are interested, we encourage you to participate. Helping out young aviators and people who are interested in working in the field is a great way to give back. We look forward to seeing the group at the Great Alaska Aviation Gathering. And on behalf of the Alaska Aviation Safety Foundation and Alaska Public Media, thank you for watching Hangar Flying. Until next time, fly safely.